And how do you think the courts have reacted to social science evidence?
Well, I guess it's kind of a mixed bag. I think some courts really still believe that the law ought to be separate from social science, and that social science interfering and telling police and attorneys how they ought to do their job there's really no place in that within the legal system. But I think other judges, other court systems, thankfully, some of the court systems that have heard the Beatrice appeals and cases have really said this never should have happened. And thank God for people like Richard Leo. Thank God for social scientists, because this has uncovered a huge gaping problem in our system. And without them, we would never be able to identify it, because we, as people who work within the legal system, have kind of a tunnel vision in terms of what happens. We abide by the rules of law, but we don't often go outside of those rules of law to say, is what happened accurate?
In these cases, using social science evidence from my research on a lot of the other exoneration cases in the country, it's tough, and it still depends on the state too, because again, Nebraska, no one really wants to listen to that off-the-wall type argument. Why would we listen to an explanation of why someone confessed? Who cares? They confessed, right? I mean, that's the type of argument that we'll hear here. And we hope that, there's some more open minds in both the judges and the juries. But it's important, though, to be able to use the social science. And again, if you're a defense attorney, pushing that type of evidence and getting that out, if at all possible. And then, again, you have something preserved for appeal. So hopefully then the appellate court will listen. And if not, then, in our state, hopefully then the Supreme Court will listen. And if nothing else, the Beatrice 6 was really important for precedent in our state, just to show that, hey, look, it can happen. And I know they've gone down a tough fight, but it's so important, that it's, they're still fighting, so that if in the future, it happens again, we can say it has happened, and now look at this case. Let's look at this seriously, because we know from the Beatrice 6 we've learned those lessons.